What's up guys? How have you been? Again, here we are because I haven't made a video in a very long time. My reasoning is because like life happens and stuff just hit the fan over the past 2-3 months. A lot of you guys have been asking me about college because I'm a senior. I just graduated last week, actually June 8th. You guys seem very curious, and it's a common thing, just talking about college, especially as a senior. It's just this big thing. Basically, stuff did hit the fan, and I kind of got denied. And now they always say congratulations. Not kind of. I got denied from all the colleges I applied to. And it just has been really tough. I even made a film about it.
College is this thing. People just expect it to happen right away. There's a stigma. I hoped for that, but it's fine. There are other paths. It might take a little longer, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know where to start. How do you admit that you're falling apart? My mother's gonna worry, but I'm fine in my heart. And I live with a voice that tends to tell me that I'm shit in my head. And well, maybe I should fuck it and be happy instead.
The funny thing is, I've talked about this so much with different people in my life, and I think yeah, I'm okay, it's fine, stuff just happens and it's true, but I don't know. I said I wasn't gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm just gonna, I cry a lot. Yeah, I applied to technically 6 colleges, well 2 schools and 1 college, all for film and TV production, which is probably one of the hardest things to get into just because there are so limited spaces and there's so many applicants. And yeah, it was kind of a ballsy move applying to just film schools, but that's because that's what I want to do, and people have told me numerous times, oh, you should have applied to safety schools. Why am I going to apply to a school that I don't want to go to, and if I got in I'm just going to waste my time and my parents' money? No. But basically the plan is that I'm going to do 1 year at Santa Monica College, get my gen eds, then transfer over to USC for cinema and media studies, hopefully. But there's the thing, hope. Going back to my AP literature class this year, we talked about absurdism and existentialism, and one thing that came up was the word hope and what that really means to people. And I've noticed that my character has changed a lot over the past year, and I think a lot of that has to do with just the whole college application process and me trying to grasp on the idea that my path moving on into college isn't going to be like everyone else's, and that's okay. But getting to that realization that my path to get a college education isn't the same as others has been a little difficult because my whole entire life since I started kindergarten, it was get good grades so you can go to college right after high school. And it's not like I want to go to college just to please my parents or because it's been told and ingrained in me. I mean, maybe a part of it is that, but a lot of it is just because I want to be educated. I want to have a good education. I want to be a well-rounded filmmaker, and I want to learn these things because I like to learn, and it's just it's something that I've worked hard and looked forward to. And learning to accept that it's not going to happen right away, it's been difficult. It's been especially difficult because, those last months of senior year, that's all everyone talks about is college. I overheard kids talking about their options, and I just wish that was my issue and that was my concern, figuring out where I wanted to go, because I had all these places that wanted me. It was tough being happy and proud of my friends who got into their top schools, got into schools that I wish that I had gotten into, but that's just that's just what it is, and I also know for a fact that it isn't a reflection of who I am and my skills, because the college application process is so weird. It's so subjective how they make their decisions, and as someone who has gone through all this and knowing other people who have gone through the same thing of being denied left and right or getting in nowhere at all, it isn't a reflection of who you are and what you're capable of. And I think that's important to understand and to realize. It's what you're led to believe, because when people ask you, oh, what college did you get into, and you tell them you're going to a community college, all of a sudden the tone in the conversation shifts. And it's just oh, that's nice. The tone that I'm talking about? So what I'm trying to say is, if you are also going through this, is something you did wrong. Maybe the person reviewing your application was having a bad day and they just weren't feeling, it's just, you can't pinpoint anything. Also, like, sometimes the college application process is an industry, and it gets really unfair sometimes when there's people who don't even lift a finger and don't even work on the applications and just have a counselor do it. Like, I guess if you have the money to do it, then like do whatever you want, but just like me, no, my parents didn't go to college. They couldn't really help me the way that other parents and other people can and could have helped their kids. So I did everything on my own. I wrote my essays. I sought help when I needed it. I even like worked so hard and like started my applications early, and I turned them in early because I just was really motivated. And there were kids in my school, I heard stories like, oh, where they're like, oh, like my college counselor did everything for me. And they'd brag about it, and it's just like, what are you learning from the process? What are you gaining having someone else do everything for you? But then those kids got in. Like, good for them, I guess, but it sucks. Going back to the absurdism, existentialism thing that I brought up and just like went on a tangent, I'm so sorry. My mind is just... Fall last year when I was applying to colleges and when I had finished, a lot of what I was thinking was, I hope I get into this school. I hope I get into USC. I hope I get into NYU. I hope I get into these schools that are so popular. And just me being really self-deprecating and doubtful of my abilities and everything. But after all of this, I don't hope anymore. Instead, when I think about college and when I think about where I want to go in the future, I have a stronger drive. I'm not saying I didn't have a drive before, because I did, but it's invigorated, and it's turned into this thing where I say I will try harder, I will try again. And I think that's important, because I think that this whole experience has definitely contributed to my character and made me realize that, like, you know what, like, it's okay. Stuff happens. Stuff may happen for a reason, but as long as I have that motivation and that drive to do what I want to do and have that goal, I'm friggin' unstoppable. It's hard. This whole part of my life is probably something that is always gonna just be at the back of my head. Like I said, like, sometimes I think I'm fine and like, oh yeah, like, I'm gonna be okay, everything's gonna be okay, I have a plan. But then there are moments when, like last night, I watched my Singer Thesis film, which I showed the trailer to earlier. I just get back and I get stuck in the past, and I just think like, should've, would've, could've. If I tried harder doing this, it's just like, I can't fix that. And it's just a waste of time thinking like that, because if I spend all my time and all my energy focusing on what I could have done to change the situation, I can't fix it. I can't fix the now I just think that I've definitely changed a lot because of this, but I think I've changed for the better. While I was watching my film last night too, I started an internship the following Monday after I graduated, so it's been a week. I finished my first week. I've just been like super busy, which is fine, you know, I like it, it's really fun. But when I get home, I'm really tired, and I've had a lot of like creative ideas. I wanted to make this video, but when I get home, like I said, I'm tired, and I was watching my Singer Thesis last night, and it made me sad because I was thinking about everything I could have done to fix my situation, but it made me, it gave me this sort of warmth, because I just love making movies. Like, I can't not create stories. And sometimes I worry that, you know, work and stuff like that and school, like, I need to focus on academics, and I'm afraid that those things will just become a lot and I won't have time to make movies. But then I realized, like, I can't not. Like, nothing will ever stop me. Like, I have these ideas, and although I'll get home and I'm tired from my internship, like, it's just, I just have to keep going. And I will. No more hoping. I've cried throughout this whole entire video. I just know what I want to do. I've known since I was 10 years old, making stop motions in my room with this crappy little flip camera. I was talking to one of my friends' brother, and he was telling me how the same thing happened to him. Didn't get into any colleges, and he was just at this really low point where I'm at right now. But he said that the only other place to go when you're at that low point is up. And it's true. The only other place that I can go is forward and up toward my goals, but I'm never gonna let go, because that's not how I work. I will be successful. I will be okay. You will be successful, and you will be okay if you're going through the same thing, because I know there are a lot of other people. I have a couple friends, the same thing happened to them. People just don't realize how common this is, and how, you know, it's not about whether you got good grades or not, how your essays were or anything. Like, there's just so many different factors, and it shouldn't determine the value of who you are or your intellect. Just know that it's gonna be all smiles soon, and it's gonna be okay. And I'm gonna apply for cinema and media studies and film and TV. I'm like checking what units I need to get and like going back and forth with counselors, and I'm trying really hard because that's all I can do. All I can do from this point is keep working hard, keep trying. My senior thesis is actually about a girl who gets denied from all the colleges she applied to, and the whole film is just her and her mom trying to figure that out because her mom has a different idea of what community college is, and she thinks it's this bad thing, which it isn't. But then it's about the girl just understanding and trying to grasp on the situation and realizing that it's going to be okay, and that no matter what, she will be successful. It's just a bump in the road, and moving on, it's just up to her. Besides making it because it's what I've been going through. Anytime there are some type of coming of age story with teenagers in high school, they're seniors, it always starts with the student wanting to go to this big school. They come of age and then they go to that big school, they live happily ever after. And I thought, what if it started where someone didn't get into their dream schools? How would that look? I have film ideas, I have movie ideas, I have animation ideas. I actually want to take animation courses when I'm at SMC because I want to learn, and I started with animation and I want to go back to my roots, and it's something I really enjoy, and I always find myself watching animated films because it's just, I don't know, it's easier to connect with things that you don't necessarily connect to. People resonate more with that plain smiley face than a detailed image for some reason. So yeah. I hope all of this answers your college questions, and if you are also thinking of applying to colleges for film, don't let this video discourage you. We all have our own paths and journeys to get to where we want to be or where we need to be. You should still try. Just know that even if you don't get in, it doesn't mean anything. Because as long as you work hard, do the best that you can, that's what's important. If all else fails, you can do 1 year at community college and transfer. It's not a big deal. I know that some parents see it a little bit differently. It took some time for me to get my parents acclimated to that idea. And if anything, I can't wait till I am successful in a very high position at some Q&A or something, or giving my acceptance speech for an Oscar for Best Director, Best Film. I'll retell the story, and I hope that it encourages other people going through the same thing to not give up. All of this is just going to make for a great come-up story, and it's just a part of my story, which I will always continue to tell, especially as a filmmaker. I'm going to miss high school, and honestly, I haven't had the most traditional high school experience ever. Like, at first I went to an arts high school. I went there for film, and then when I graduated, now shiz hit the fan, but that's okay. So nothing's been too traditional, and I guess that's okay. It makes it more fun, makes it a better story to tell, and it'll make me a better person. I don't hope anymore. I know what I want, and I'm gonna make it happen. So yeah, you ain't seen the last of me, y'all, and y'all just wait and see. You just wait and see, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and for anyone who's going through the same thing, I hope that you found a sense of inspiration, motivation, or comfort, because I know this is a hard time to deal with. But like I said, it's gonna be okay. It's okay. It's alright. I got something that you gon' that doesn't really go with it. Thanks, y'all, and the video's coming out soon. I will try my hardest to get stuff out, because I'll be working, but that's okay. I went to high school for 4 years, got out at 6. I can handle anything, and slept for 3 hours. You know, high school really prepared me for a lot, I will say that. If anything, I'm probably more prepared than all those other kids going to school, because I can manage my time and get things done and have a drive and ambition to do so. But like, whatever, it's okay. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next. Keep a lookout for my film, The Places You Go. Bye!